Starting your fitness journey, especially if you are new to any type of workout regimen, can be so confusing. And I feel like there's so many conflicting ideas and ways to actually be successful in the gym. So if you guys were looking for kind of how I started my workout routine, the splits that I kind of started to work out different body parts, and basically gym 101 for the novice, for the newbie, and you're like, hey, look, I got my eating under control. I want to get in the gym. I want to start lifting heavy weights. I want to start lifting weights in general. What should I do? This is what this video is about. And we're also going to do a little physique update. So if you guys were one of the inquiry minds, you know I got you. Let's jump into this. Hey friends, welcome back. My name is Danielle. This is Daniela Diaries, and here we are inspiring to inspire you, everyone, myself, to be the very best version of ourselves, whatever version that may be. Your version may not be my version, and my version may not be yours, but it's basically just to encourage you to be the best you can. You know, level up, self-love, body positivity, self-confidence, and self-acceptance. I feel like that's never spoken. Self-acceptance, accepting us for who we are at face value, not for who we can be or who we want to be, but just by saying, hey, where you are right now is ultimate perfection. I love you, I'm proud of you, and it can only get better from here, but from right now, from ground zero, you are perfect and I love you. Say that to yourself every day because it will change your world. But if you guys are new here, hey, I'm Danielle and this is Daniela Diaries. I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. Here we talk about everything, just pages out of the diary. And recently I've embarked on a wellness journey, and I've kind of taken away from, you know, diet culture and eliminating food groups, and it's just all about being the best version of me and just loving myself and, you know, working on me inside out. And I wanted to take you guys along with it. So it's a whole new journey, a whole new start to a new chapter in my book, and I feel like so many people can relate to it. So hopefully if you're one of them, stick around and subscribe. But if you've been riding with me, if you've been in my corner from the jump, I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me, and you already know we real friends around here. But today I wanted to talk about working out. So I get so many questions, especially on Instagram. If you guys do not follow me on Instagram, follow me. It's Daniela_Diaries. I have it linked down below, and I will show like random, you know, Instagram stories of me at the gym, or, you know, I'll say, I'll take a picture and I'm at the gym and I'm like, hey, today's like back day, or today's like day 3 or something like that. And I always get questions about, how do you split up your workouts? What should I do? I want to start working out. What should I do? And there are so many conflicting stories, conflicting theories, ideas. And I just want to start out by saying I am not a professional, not even for pretend. This is just something that I was kind of guided towards, that I'm working towards, because I have certain goals in mind. So my goals, my long-term goals, I just turned 38 in January, and my ultimate goal is to be stage ready at 40. For this reason, I am planning on having skin removal surgery for my lower abdomen along with muscle repair. I have like almost 4th degree separation of my abdominal muscles, so those need to be repaired, and then I have a apron of skin that I would like to have removed. So right now I'm currently working towards just being in the best physical and mental health, mental shape that I can be to go into this next step. And then after that, I'm thinking about September being the time where I would have the skin removal. I would be out of the gym for like 8 weeks, so September, October, and be back in the gym by the holidays, so like around November, and then I will have a whole year to get stage ready so I can turn 40 and be on for the wellness category. I would love to be an IFBB pro for the wellness category in the 40 age group, okay? The reason why I'm waiting to 40 is because right now I'm obviously not stage ready, 1. 2, I will be the oldest and opposed to the youngest. And some of these girls are in phenomenal shape, never had children. Their bodies definitely look nothing like mine. And they've been preparing these. They've been athletes pretty much their whole lives. So I'm just kind of a late bloomer. So I am working towards the wellness category, the wellness physique, if you will. Wellness is a very new category, and wellness is not so much more of physique or bikini, where bikini is very, you know, lean, you know, very muscular, very defined, whereas wellness is mostly quad dominant, leg dominant. You know, you see a lot of muscles in the legs, and the body, the top part is just leaned out. And I think for my physique that would work really well because I am very bottom heavy. So that's what I work towards, okay? I work towards, you know, a development of my legs. My legs are a big part of my workouts, and then upper body still gets attention, but not as much. So when I have my workout splits, that's where I'm at. So the gym that I work out at is actually, it's USA Gym here in Illinois and Chicago. It's like one of the like top gyms in the States. And they host a lot of competitions. The owner is actually an IFBB pro, multiple titles. Like every pro that has came through has worked out there. It's like a great gym. And that's kind of where I'm seeing, you know, the guidance and the breakdowns and all this stuff. So when I say my breakdown, this is what it entails. I work out 5 days a week. Somebody's workout schedule, if they were getting ready for like a show or something like that, would be a little bit different, a little bit more extreme, whereas mine, I am still just a novice, just working on it, okay? So I work out 5 days a week. I weight train 5 days a week. I do cardio 5 days a week. Cardio for me is anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. Low intensity. I walk on the treadmill for like I said, 25, 30 minutes around, I think it's like 3.5 to 3.7. I have very short legs, so I am like hustling. I don't hold on, and I'm just like power walking. I don't do any incline because the incline puts a lot of pressure on my back, and due to the poor abdominal strength and the core support, I just don't have that. And then I weight train. My weight train days are as follows, okay? One day I will do shoulders and chest. That'll be one workout, okay? So I typically, a session of weight training session for me lasts anywhere from 45 to about 75 minutes, okay? Depending on the muscles that I'm working and so on, okay? And if, you know, equipment and stuff like that. So I'll have a shoulder and chest day, and then I will do backs. I'll have a back day along with biceps. And then I have 3 leg days. Leg days are broken up as follows. I do glute focus with hamstrings for one day. I will do quads, and I will incorporate tricep work on that day. And then my last leg day is overall strength. So if you guys haven't seen my reel, I'll kind of, I don't know if I can pop it up here. I'll try. That's where you'll see me like leg pressing the 540 pounds, and I do the squats, for, I'll try to do 200-300 pounds and stuff like that. Just really, just trying to build up my strength and stuff like that. Whereas with, quads and stuff like that, I'll do a significant amount of weight, but I try to do a lot more reps. So when doing these workouts, a lot of people say, what workouts do you do? If you guys would like a direct, hey, first workout will be lateral lifts, thrusters, shoulder press, all these different workouts for different days, let me know. We can do different breakdowns. My dad is actually going with me on a lot of the days to work out. We're finally lifting mandates here in Illinois, so I can probably bring the camera in. And then on certain days too, I can even, because I still have my Planet Fitness membership, I could actually have Leo come with me on certain days too, but my dad will help me as well when I go to the other gym. It's very, first off guys, it's very uncomfortable to bring a camera into the gym. I know a lot of people do this, but I feel like it's just uncomfortable for me. It's uncomfortable for me because it's other people there, and I'm at the gym, and I'm not like, this isn't like a social outing for me. Like, I'm in the gym to work out, to get to the results that I want, not so much so for, video content and stuff like that. So that's kind of one of the reasons. For 2, our mandates were very strict here, and a lot of people just did not want a lot of that. A lot of tensions were really high here. So, I tried to bring my camera in a couple times to other gyms, and I was requested to take it down and stuff like that. So, but we can do that where I will show you and we'll kind of work with it. And I talked to the owner at the gym, and he said I could bring it in. So we'll just kind of get a little corner of the gym and do it that way. So if you guys want like exact workouts, let me know down below. The thing is where a lot of people struggle is like, oh, should I lift heavier? You could either go a couple different ways. I think a lot of people have the common misconception that you have to run into the gym and you have to lift really heavy stuff. I think that's a surefire way of getting yourself hurt. I think you need to definitely progress to a heavier weight. Progressive overload is the key to success. So meaning progressive overload doesn't mean like doing 300-400 pounds per session. It means to progressively overload yourself. So if this week you're squatting 25 pounds, next week, you know, you're starting at 20 pounds, next week start at 30 pounds. And then the week after that, progressively overload the weight, okay? So each week you keep adding weights. If you find that you cannot add up the weight, it's too much for you, then you need to do more reps, okay? So meaning that if you can do, you know, 25-pound squats and you're knocking out 15 of them without without a sweat or without, you know, pushing yourself through or getting tired towards the end, then that weight is too light for you and you're gonna have to go up. You want to exert yourself. You want to sweat. If you are not sweating while you're working out, and I don't wanna hear like, I'm not a sweater. Everybody sweats when they're exerting themselves. If you're not sweating, you're not exerting yourselves. I'm not a big sweater either until I started really, you know, hammering down with the weights, and then I'm like dripping sweat, okay? So progressive overload and carrying on. If you cannot, like I said, if you cannot increase the weights because you just physically can't, then you need to increase those reps. Meaning if you're doing, you know, 4 sets of 10, maybe you need to do 4 sets of 15 and just kind of go that way. This is the same directions I give my own mother. My mom's, you know, starting out, she's even weightlifting. My mom's almost 6 years old and she's a newbie as well. And I say, okay, you don't have to do the weight I'm doing, but you need to progressively overload each week, add more weight until you get to the point where you physically can't, then you need to increase your reps. That's where you're gonna see the results. Those are the results you're gonna wanna see. You're gonna feel stronger, you're gonna look leaner, you're gonna see muscle definition. A lot of people say too, my mom is also a big advocate of this one, and she'll say, I got on the scale and because my mom's, you know, trying to lose weight as well, and she'll say, well, I'm getting heavier and that must mean that I'm gaining muscle because muscle weighs more than fat. A pound is a pound. If it's a pound of fat, a pound of muscle, it's a pound. What basically it does though is muscle takes up less. So, you know, fat is just like goopy and, you know, like kind of like that Play-Doh, the slime that kids play with, and it's just melting, whereas fat is just leaner and it takes up less space, right? What you will see though, where that weight gain will come from, is inflammation. Okay, when you are lifting and you are really working those muscles, they're getting swollen, right? They're getting inflamed, they're fired up because you're working them, you're really breaking them down. You're making tiny, tiny slivers through them, okay? You're ripping them, you're shredding them. That's where the shredding comes from. You're shredding them up. And in order for them to grow, they have to heal. So basically it's like almost like scar tissue, and that's how your muscle grows. So if you're really like, you had a super intense day and then you get on the scale tomorrow and you're like, dang, I'm off 4 pounds. My eating was on point. I don't know where this came from. Oh my God. That's one of the reasons why, honestly, I stay off of the scale, because I just don't think it's an indicator for anything anymore. If you're gonna really wanna see a true indicator of success, I would do like an in-body scan, where that's gonna give you, like, scales, only thing they measure is weight, water weight, poop, whatever it is in your body, or an in-body scan will give you like a fat breakdown, like a body fat breakdown and stuff like that, where it'll actually tell you, okay, you're this much water, this much fat, this much muscle, and give you a true indication of what your body's doing. So, you know, don't let that to deter you from your goals or anything like that. It happens. It truly happens. Now, if you are, you know, in all cases, you cannot outwork a bad diet. You know, I try to say this to myself, to everybody, to Leo, to my mom, you know, my sister, and my sister's like, oh, okay, if I go and I walk on the treadmill every day, it doesn't matter if you literally can be walking and eating a Big Mac. You can't outwork a bad diet. So before you try to, you know, really, you know, nail down a strict regimen of working out, really make sure that your relationship with your plate has healed itself. Food, as much of it is a necessity, it can be an addiction, and it could be a crutch, and it could be detrimental to our physical, emotional, social health. And it's taken me a really long time damn near 38 years to figure that out. And it's not just because a light bulb went off, like where somebody was like, one day I was just thinking and I was like, I got a food addiction. No, I had to go to therapy. I had to really rip back some really deep layers. I had to do some crying, some soul searching, some really angry, deep shit, and uncover where my true demons are lying and what I'm trying to use a cupcake to cover up, you know? And it's hard and it's wrecking, but in the long run, it's super beneficial. I feel like sometimes when people think about therapy, they always think that you leave therapy and you're just like, I feel so great. There are times where I've had therapy appointments where I hate my therapist, I'm pissed off at the world, I'm mad at everybody in my life and my history, and I'm just depressed because it brings up a lot of hard stuff, you know? But once I let it out and I look at the bigger picture and I give myself time to, you know, decompress, then I realize, you know, it's beneficial. It's not good to keep everything under wraps, you know? So give yourself some grace if you're starting therapy. It's, you know, and you're expecting this like rainbows and butterflies, because if I give you guys the impression that it's always like that, it is not. And I've been in therapy since July. And, you know, not every, you know, some sessions are really light and, you know, airy. Hey, how's it going? You know, with you know, but then there's some where it was just recent where I was just upset and I like had to take a few days to like kind of decompress. So be wary of that. But food you're eating is so important, guys. It is not the enemy. There is no such thing as good and bad foods. There's no such thing as bad food groups. It's really a relationship that you're going to have to mend, because, you know, especially if you're around my age, you know, and you see, you know, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good, you know, where you have to kind of see like anything is bad in excessive amounts, just the way it is, you know. So as for me and my updates, weight is starting to come down. I just started a mini cut. I was doing kind of maintenance and kind of a recovery for my metabolism for about 8 weeks. And then I recently, I think I'm on week 2 of a mini cut. And I honestly, I jumped on the scale and it's starting to dwindle itself down. I don't really care about that per se. I just kind of use it as an indicator to make sure that my body's responding. I actually am going for an in-body scan on Saturday, I think. We actually, the gym actually recommended me a place over here that by my house that you're like, you know where over here is, but there's a place by my house that actually offers them. And, but I'm looking at pictures. I take pictures all the time. Every Saturday I wake up and I take pictures. And I'm just like, all right. And I could see, you know, the definition. I will pop up some pictures. I'll pop up the picture of where we started. I believe this was like January 2nd, and this was like the beginning. Okay. So you will see that my stomach was very soft. It was still kind of bulgy. And there's only maybe like a 2 or 3 pound weight difference here. Okay. So it's not like I lost a ton of weight. But the inches is incredible. The fat loss is what you guys are seeing, and it is significant. So you will see now where my shoulders are more defined. My arms aren't hanging as much on the bottom. My stomach has that more of that concave. It's kind of coming in. It's looking firmer. You'll start to see some muscle separation in my thighs and in my quads. You'll see some muscle separation and definition in my calves. My back is really starting to be really defined. There's been some setbacks that I've had. I kind of mentioned this on my full day of eating yesterday, where I've started to develop some cystic acne on my back, which is kind of gross. And it's correlated to the DHEA that I'm taking. I'm taking 100 milligrams. And it's just way too much. So I've been to the doctor quite a few times, and I really liked it because I felt like it regulated my period, because my period was all over the place like during when I was like doing the keto thing, and it kind of regulated it, but it's causing like an influx of my testosterone. It's just causing my hormones to be kind of shifted with the acne. So I'm gonna cycle off, and I'm gonna have everything clear up, and I'm gonna see if this is truly the reason, and then kind of go from there. And then I gotta have my hormones tested. That's pretty much it. You know, I've been trying to share a lot of information on what I'm eating, and I just feel really good. I feel really confident. I feel really happy. I'm sleepy good. I'm not doing the early morning wake ups. My morning routine is completely different. You know, I was waking up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Not anymore. I'm up probably between like 5:30 and 6 o'clock, which doesn't seem like that much more sleep, but those couple hours really make a difference. So I'm sleeping like a good amount. I'm sleeping like probably about 8 to 10 hours a night, which might be a little excessive, but I am like killing myself in the gym, but not in a way where I'm hurting myself, but in a way where I feel really, really good when I leave. I feel good. I feel pretty. I feel sexy. I feel confident. I feel happy. I feel like I can do anything. And I wish I would have had this amount of confidence when I was younger. And, you know, I was actually seeing somebody, I was actually looking at Nicole Burgess's Instagram, and I've seen her just change. Like, she's really just blossomed. Whereas Nicole, I felt like was just, her identity was, not her identity, but she was always kind of, you know, she was just Nicole. She didn't really, you know, do anything with her hair, with her makeup. She always kept it in a ponytail, or, you know, she was with her kids and stuff like that. But now you see her and she's taking pictures in like fitted jeans and tank tops, and she's putting her makeup on and she's doing her hair. And she's like, and she's always has to put, I'm not full of myself. And I'm like, why do you have to say that? Because I guess people are telling her, oh, you're really full of yourself. I promise you this. The confidence that you will have when you start really working on yourself with the weights, with, you know, fat, like when you're really just investing into yourself, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and you're really just feeling good inside and out, you feel so much more confident in your skin, and where you just want to look good because you feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't feel that we should have to dignify or give a disclaimer that like, I'm not full of myself, I'm just happy. I am full of myself. I am. I mean, I'll say it. I don't care. I am feeling a little cocky, because if it was easy what we are doing, everybody would do it. And it's hard, and I'm doing hard things, and I'm happy. I love who I am. I love Danielle, and I want you to love you. You know, because I love you guys. I think you guys are all extremely wonderful, beautiful, amazing people. And I see so much potential in you guys. And if you just get out of your own way and let yourself be great, imagine the magic that could happen. And not saying that it all comes from weightlifting. It's just one of those things. Weightlifting, this is just a byproduct of it. It's just a byproduct of being a little self-involved and a little selfish with your time. And I feel like self-care is not selfish, and I think it's just in the society where, you know, it's just there's this just awful like blanket idea that if you're, you know, taking selfies, or if you're, you know, posing in a picture, or if you're, you know, getting your hair done, or if you're putting fake eyelashes, or if you got really long nails, then, you know, somebody has to say something, or, you know, and I got these messages where people are like, oh, your nails are too long, and I understand that. Yes, these are a little long. But I feel good. Like, why are you pissing on my parade? I would never go to your house and piss on your parade. Be better, because we want our kids to be better, and we want to be better people. There's always room for improvement. And it's, you know, not only with our physical health, but, you know, our language, the way we see other people, the way we talk to other people. We could always be better humans. So always strive to do better and be the change we want to see in this world. So I would love to know, what are you guys up to? If you guys want to know more about the breakdowns, maybe some workouts, I do have a Pinterest board, and I have it linked down below, and there is a tab on there for girls who lift, and I save because I love Pinterest. And if I find workouts and I'm like, all right, back workout day, boom, you could do, you know, that workout that girl has. I will say this, if you're going to start a workout regimen, write down, or, you know, type it out, take a picture, whatever it is, keep it on your phone, pull it up as you go, because that's what I do, and stick with that. Don't every week or every time you go to the gym try a new workout you see it on Instagram. You know, you might see a little movement where you're like, hey, maybe I'll try this and just incorporate it, but you want to stick with the same routine at least for 4 to 6 weeks, and then remember to do that progressive overload. You don't want to keep switching it up because you're not going to see the results. You're really not. So, you know, maybe, you know, like I said, go through the Pinterest board and say, hey, here's a back routine. I'm going to write down everything, or I'm going to save this tab. And when back day comes, I'm going to do this routine. And then here is a leg day. So I'm going to do this for leg day. You don't need to do 5 days like I do 5 days. You may only need to do 3. You know, just start off slow, you know, crawl before you walk and walk before you run. And, you know, it all takes time. This isn't something, if you try to be too much all at once, you're going to hurt yourself and you're going to be out for even longer. So I do recommend cardio. I know people don't want to hear that, but I do recommend minimum. I would say, Leo always does 15 minutes, and I don't think it's long enough. I would say minimum, I would say 25 minutes. Arnold Schwarzenegger says 25, no more than 45. I don't do the stair stepper, but I know everybody loves a stair stepper, but no thanks. I'll just do my little treadmill. Can't do it. Maybe when I, you know, like I said, when things change and I'm like on a whole new level, maybe I'll go that route. But for right now, treadmill or elliptical. That's the way to go for me. But let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, friends.